just got back from my grandparents, and I found this at their transfer center. This is a nice Emerson Quiet Kool. It is 7400 BTUs, 7.5 amps, 840 watts, 8.8 AER, and it was made in the early 80s. I did power it up, but it works. Nice start up. First blowing nice air out. There's the compressor. Pretty quiet compressor. And already starting blowing out cold air. The fan motor. Very nice looking fan motor. Very big. Sort of rusty, but sort of expect that from air conditioner of its age. It's pulling 648 watts, which is not very much. VQ tag is intact. It's an Emerson Quiet Kool, as you can see. It just sits down there. Kind of rusty, but as long as it works. And all the fan modes work. Very, very quiet. Looks like this one has a bit of paint on it for some reason. White paint. Huh. Kind of weird. Got the auto fan and fan only switch. It's the Watt Watcher, which shows all of Emerson's little features. Apparently this was in the kitchen. The air controller doesn't seem to do much. But I don't really care. It does have a removable filter, which is all intact, surprisingly. After all these years of being cleaned and used. Wonder how long this thing sat. Might have actually been used all of its life, but they're very proud of their slide out washable filter. Yeah, that's nice and cool. Pretty small too for an 8,000 BTU. I'm just gonna say it's 8,000 BTUs, but because I mean by today's standards, probably like 10,000 BTUs. But yeah, it needs a bit of cleaning, as you can see, and it looks a bit worse in real life than it does on the camera. Actually, this looks pretty nice on the camera. You can see the filters, that intake grates though are pretty dusty and clunky. It says R12 actually on that compressor. The compressor says it's made by Matsushita Electric, or whatever you call it. That's interesting. Man, it's a quiet unit, isn't it? Nice output. Even on high, this is very quiet. Very quiet. Nice unit for a bedroom. Well, here's the EQK open. I did a lot of cleaning to it, and it's looking nice. Compressor's pretty small though. Of course, the EQK is marked and everything. EQK, not capacitor to GE, so that's pretty interesting. What in the world was that? Huh, that was kind of weird. But anyway, so yeah, I just cleaned it out, sponged it with Clorox, sprayed it with a hose, sponged it with Clorox, sprayed it with a hose again, and it's looking pretty nice. Fan is completely clean, as you can see. It used to not be like that. Nice and clean now. And we got the output fan. Got all the cord off the bottom of the unit. The motor, you can actually see it's a Westinghouse, which is pretty interesting. It's a Westinghouse 115 volt motor, and with 1/10 of a horsepower. Now, because I might be replacing the one that's in my room, which is a Fedders right now, and this one's an EQK. This one's quiet, really quiet, and one of my rooms is really loud. It's the Fedders from '92. This one's from '81, early '80s unit. So yeah, it's an older unit, and yeah. So also, as you can see, the EQK tag is still there. The red or yellow or whatever that used to be is kind of faded, but the blue is still there. It's kind of cruddy. If I can figure out a way to clean that, that'd be nice. It also has the Emerson Quiet Kool badge, and the badge is actually made out of metal. It's not the cheap stickers that they put on the units now. It's a metal badge. Kind of rusted along the bottom, but it's just the bottom that's rusted. The coils are fine, absolutely fine. They're beautiful. The coils over here, yeah, they're fine. I'll install a 2000, actually that unit up there, that one. That unit is a 2007 Frigidaire. Sorry for the shaky camera work, but that actually has the entire base pan rusted, and the coils here are rusted. They have rust run down there, and this one actually is pretty neat. How we got 3 sets of coils, and that's about the same that we have on the Fedders that I have in my room. So this one is marked for a lower BTU per hour, but it seems to have same amount of coils on it, and it must just be a slower fan. That capacitor is huge though, man. But yeah, it blows out freezing air, and I'm not sure if this vent system's not working right or something, because it doesn't really open very far. But I doubt I'll ever use it anyway. I did notice though that the problems with the thermostat will probably be solved in this unit that I have on my Fedders, because this one actually has the thermometer right there, and there's a little hole cut in the front of the control panel. So that's pretty neat. That way, if you put it on energy saver fan, it doesn't get an incorrect temperature reading. As you can see, there's nothing on the front, and as you can see, these coils are looking great. They look like brand new. That's pretty nice. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, though. The only difference here is that this one doesn't have any refrigeration coils running on the bottom. I guess that's just for the bigger units, but interesting. Every single one of these has a different version of this, and then the filter dryer and all that stuff. Filter dryer on this one seems to be pretty small compared to most of them. The compressor on I think my Fedders is bigger. But this one is a nicer compressor. It's more solid and stuff. Thermally protected, and looks like that used to be around there. Yeah, you can. Yep, that's how it was. All right, and that I'm not totally sure what that's supposed to do, but we'll just leave it there. And then it also has a blanket over it in the control panel, which is pretty cool. Control panel has a lot of wires, probably because of this energy saver fan stuff it has on it. So you can see there's 2 outputs on the thermometer and 1 input. I mean thermostat, sorry, thermostat. And then we have a energy saver fan switch, or the watt watcher. Energy saver switch, yes, the energy saver switch. They got calls it fan auto because that sounds kind of like it's kind of like the units that they like the industrial units and the central units say the same thing. Like fan auto, fan on. So you have the energy saver fan, which is what the Kenmore used to call it. Yeah, this one's nice. It's not very heavy either. I got the front panel right there, it's drying in the sun, along with the case or on top cover, and this, which is the tag. And as you can see the tag a lot better now. And this is pretty much dry anyway. It says Emerson Quiet Kool. I believe Emerson Quiet Kool was made by Emerson Radio, actually, or at least it was. I'm not sure if this particular unit is, but Woodbridge, New Jersey, of National Union Electric Group. Fan motor and compressor are thermally protected at 7,400 cooling BTU per hour, 7.5 cooling amps, 840 cooling watts, and there's the model number. It's 7JJ7E-D. And refrigerant 22, less than 4 pounds. Test pressure is high side is 300 and low side is 150. That's pretty typical. And we got this like sticker type thing. It says caution, hazardous moving parts. Do not operate unit with decorative front remove. I like that decorative front. Usually people call them the front grill. The decorative front. I like that. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so I'll do a video of this unit, but once I put it all back together. Very nice looking unit. Quite cool. I finished pretty much cleaning it, and it's working pretty well. Blowing out nice and cold air. This is how we want them. Fan controller, auto fan, which I found if you hold in the middle, right like that, it'll turn the fan off. Yeah, blowing. I think I tested it's about 50 degrees, which is pretty much like a standard for air conditioners. They're about 50 degrees, unless you go way old, which I want to do someday, like those old Philco Fords or something. But anyway, there's the compressor. Sounds pretty nice. Definitely you can hear it's pumping a charge because you can hear that, like the charge compressor noise. It's drawing not that much power, actually. I put it up to super or high, and power bumps up a bit, but not that much, especially after the fan gets kicked up. It does seem to rise a bit once you level out the head pressure and everything, but it seems to rise to about 750, which isn't bad still. I guess it probably would draw a bit more if it was hotter out, just because it's going to have a harder time cooling down the coil, but yeah, it's blowing cold. It's blowing real cold. So, yeah, pretty interesting. It's a bit rusty. Grills are good though, as you can see. And, this grill, this is better than the ones in the Fedders. It actually protects the coils. I can't get in there and push the coils, as you can see. It's pretty nice. EQK badge, I need to figure out how to clean those. Because, I mean, the badge itself isn't in that bad condition. It's just, it's like gunk over it or something. I think it's the air conditioner spent a bit of time in storage. Probably with the base pan full of water. Yeah, I think that the humidity's gone up a bit. Definitely gone up a bit. Yeah, so it seems to work pretty well. Yeah. Let's turn it off. No kick from the compressor. Sounds real nice. Put on the fan only. Let's not Freon. That sounds nice. Put it on fan only mode. Pretty quiet. Yep. And funny thing is, I'm putting it in fan only mode and say auto fan, still turns the fan off. So that's funny. You have to put it in fan on. There it comes up. Pretty slow. Bring the fan up. Put it back in auto fan. Yeah. Pretty nice. Let's see. I open up the air control, which is pretty difficult to change. Actually, let me turn it on. Here we go. Yeah, it takes a bit to change. That vent doesn't really open that wide. The only thing is I need to put the filter back in. I had it soaking in water and vinegar, and then I had it soaking in water, so yep. Where'd that thermometer click? I mean thermostat. Pretty reflective badge too, wow. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this in my room. Probably should, because it's very quiet. And the one I have in there is really loud. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
my show. Can't fool. This is the end, I know. Yeah.